Story time. So listen, give me your opinion in the comments below. Go to get my oil changed, right? And I pull up in there. Young man comes out. I had to disconnect the trailer across the street because it wasn't like a service station. This is a hot shot, and I was pulling into like a quick lube, right? And I like to go to mom and pop shops instead of the big chains because I like to support local business. So I found a spot out in Ohio where I was at to get my oil changed. Great reviews online. Dropped the trailer. You know, they had a little spot, a parking lot of some grocery store or something. Drop the trailer over there, pull in to get my oil changed. Young man comes out. He says, you know, gives me the spiel, whatever. I said, yeah, I want a fully synthetic oil change. You know, 10,000 mile, whatever. Hook me up, you know, and fuel filters. So he says, I said, what brand do you have? And he says, we've got, I forget whatever the hell it was, Havoline or something. And I said, you don't have Mobil 1 or Rotella? And he said, no, we don't have that. We could order it in, but it would be super expensive. It would take a while to get the auto parts store to bring it, yada, yada. So I said, fine. The one that you have is 10,000 mile full synthetic? He said, yeah. So, all right, cool. Go ahead and do that. That'll be fine. So they get to changing the oil. They get to changing the fuel filters. I guess they didn't have the fuel filter, and they had to get it from the auto parts store coming or whatever. So it took a little while, but I'm on my phone chilling. I wasn't in no hurry. I'm kind of, you know, getting my maintenance done. And the old boy, it finally gets there. Old boy puts it on. I get ready to get settled up. I, you know, give him the card. He charges it, settles up. I said, hey man, you didn't give me a sticker for the, I like to put the sticker in the window that, you know, reminds me or whatever. And he said, oh yeah. So he goes and prints it out and brings me a sticker for 5,000. Yeah, 5,000 miles. Is it 3,000 or 5,000? 21, 18, 19, 20, 20. No, it'd be 3,000 miles. And so I said, hey man, I think the sticker's wrong. I get a, you know, I got the full synthetic oil change or whatever for 10,000 miles. And he said, no, we don't have a full synthetic. All we have is a synthetic blend. And I said, well, I asked for a full synthetic 10,000 mile oil change. He says, there's no oil on the market even for diesels that does 10,000 miles. I don't know whoever told you that, but that's stupid. He said the most they go is 5,000 miles, and it would cost 3 times the price. It doesn't make any sense. And I kind of giggled a little bit. I said, okay. I said, well, here's the thing. I've been doing this over 10 years, and I've had a lot of oil changes over a lot of trucks, and I always get 10,000 miles. We usually change them between 8 and 10. And he said, you know, kind of in a smart ass thing, well, we don't have that, and that's not a thing. I never heard of it. And so again, I snickered, and I was like, well, you know, I asked the young man, and he told me what, you know, that I was getting a full synthetic 10,000 mile oil change. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to get. And I didn't really care about the price. And he said, that was my son. And he kind of got pissy, and he was like, well, we don't have that, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, well, that's what I thought I was paying for, you know, $300 or whatever, which that included the fuel filter. So maybe it was like 150 or something. And so he just said, fine, fuck it, I'll change it out. And like goes over there to grab oil, and I don't even know if it was the right oil. Now at this point, I'm thinking in my mind, man, I don't want them really messing with my truck because they could leave the damn oil plug or the drain plug half out or whatever. And the hood was still open, mind you. And he goes and like grabs the oil cap, screws it off, throws it to the side. And I'm like, I probably should tell him don't worry about it. And I didn't know what to do. I was kind of stalling. And then he said, like loudly, like he wanted everybody in the shop to hear it or whatever, some people shouldn't even come to your fucking shop. So that's when I lost it. And I was like, hey man, fuck it. You know, I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to. Put the fucking oil cap back on. Just leave it alone. It's fine. I'm fucking leaving. Right? And his eyes, and I got out of the truck when I did that, because I was really pissed off that I had just paid him. I was very confused on why I got this customer service, and, you know, this type of customer service, and why this guy maybe was having a bad day, whatever. But I said, just fucking leave it. Don't even fucking worry about it. I asked for a certain thing. I wanted a certain result, and you did not provide that result. And he said, well, my kid, you know, and his eyes got this big around. You can tell he wasn't used to confrontation. Most men aren't. They're a bunch of pussies. And he just said, oh shit, you know, like, wasn't expecting me to say anything about it. But I'm not going to, you know, pay money and then be talked to like an asshole. I'm just not. And so I said, just leave it. Fuck it, you know. And so I'm going to he puts the cap back on, you know, slams the hood or whatever, which also ticked me off. And then I said, I'm getting back in the truck, and something in my mind was like, no, you know what? Fuck that. If this dude really just works here, I'm going to upper management, which I don't usually do because I ain't a little snitch and I don't complain and I don't give a fuck, right? If how you run your business is how you run your business. If you were to have some asshole in there, you're the one that hired him, you get the results you get. I give you a bad Google review, whatever, and go on about my business, right? And I said, hey, who the fuck owns this shop? And he goes, I do. Well, I wasn't expecting him to say that because he wasn't that old. He was probably mid-30s or something, maybe 40. And I said, oh, okay. I said, well, listen, man. I said, I don't know what the fuck goes through your head that thinks that that's okay, but I've had a lot of businesses. I've done millions of dollars. At any point ever, never is it a good idea, even if customers are assholes, to talk like that to paying customers, especially after you just charged them. Like 30 seconds later, then you're going to basically tell them to go fuck themselves and tell them that they're an idiot. They know what I'm talking about. And, he tried to make it out like it was his son's fault. And I said, whatever, maybe he's learning, maybe he don't know, maybe you guys don't do diesels, and that's fine. Just own up to it. Say, hey, we don't really do that many diesels, whatever. I said, but I came here because of mom and pop shop and you had good reviews. I said, but I'm not going to do it now, because the guy kind of chilled out for a minute, after I told him, hey, man, I dropped my trailer. I don't want to have to do this, every week, as we put like 3,000 miles a week on these trucks. I said it'd be super annoying for me to have to drop my trailer and get an oil change every week. That's why we do it at 8,000 to 10,000. Plus the money goes further if we get a synthetic blend or a fully synthetic oil change. And then he was like, oh, my bad, I didn't know you dumped a trailer. I said, not only that, you don't know who the fuck you could be talking to. For all you know, I could be a guy that's got 50 fucking trucks, and half of them or whatever, all of them could be hot shot trucks that I send through here. I like you, and we get oil changes every time we're in the area at your shop. And I said, or you could have just bought yourself bad publicity, because they're both free. You can get, good publicity or bad publicity, good reviews or bad reviews. It's up to you. I said, I was about to go fucking, give you a bad review, give everybody I fucking know, like 12 people, to go in their Google account and give you a bad review because you pissed me off. I said, I'm not going to do that now. Fuck it. I'm going to let it go, But the dude was really cool. He used it as a moment to reflect, and I was able to use it as a coaching moment. I said, man, I've done a lot of business and I've been to a lot of seminars, all the Cardone stuff and all that. I said, at no point is it ever okay to tell your customers go fuck themselves. It's just not, because all you're doing is buying bad publicity. And I said, I'm not one of those people that complain for the sake of complaining, because there are a lot of those people that whole, the customer's always right, Walmart bullshit is bullshit. Some people are whiny assholes and they're going to complain because they want shit for free, and they have unrealistic expectations of how things are to be conducted in the world, and they don't really happen that way. So after a good little while, he's like, man, you want me to help you hook up your trailer, bro? Let me make it right. Let me drain the oil out, put the right oil in or whatever. I said, no, man, obviously you're stressed. We got to talking about the economy for a minute and, the presidents and all that. I said, listen, I get it that you're stressed. Your business is probably hurting. He's like, man, you don't understand how many picky people come in my shop every day being picky and complaining and whining. I said, well, you kind of live in like a, middle of white suburban area. You're gonna have that, and you're in the service industry. So if you're not, got the temperament for it, you should hire somebody else that does for customer service and take your ass in the office, just as straight up recommendation, man. Because some days I don't have it either. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you I ain't never told nobody to go fuck themselves, because I have. But it takes a lot for me to get to that point, right? And he's like, oh man, I said, don't worry about hooking up my trailer. Don't worry about changing out the oil, because I know it's gonna cost you money, and obviously you're stressed out and you don't have it. To change the oil out and eat it, because that's probably $150 worth of oil, whatever. I said, just don't even worry about it. I'll just get an oil change next week. Fuck it, But at the end of the day, I could have, acted like an asshole, or I could have used it as a moment to help coach somebody. And, maybe he's like, fuck that guy. That guy sat there for 10 minutes and gave me a lecture. But it was either that, or I was about to go give him a whole bunch of bad, press and talk mad shit. But it was wild. I said, man, and you don't know just safety-wise who you're talking to either, because not that I'm no badass or outlaw or anything like that, but you could say go fuck yourself to somebody you just paid, and that person could be a, who knows, fresh out of prison, ex-gang member, somebody that doesn't think that that's okay. Then they might want their money back because you paid them, or they paid you, and then you told them to go fuck themselves. So I said, just from a standpoint of that, smaller guy, you might want to think about that. But at the end of the day, what do you do when you pay for service, you don't get the service that you asked for, and then they tell you to go fuck yourself? Comment down below what you would do in that situation. I'm curious to see if maybe I'm the asshole in the middle pointing out, or if maybe that guy was in the wrong. I'm just curious. Let me know.